Videos are composed of two different aspects. First, you have the visual aspect, and then you have the audio. A good video is one that combines these two aspects seamlessly. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Jay on Film. I'm Jay, and this is my life on film. Today, I'll be introducing you to the capability of audio in my beginner's guide to sound design. Let's get straight into it. Everything that you're hearing right now is sound design. If you're curious, this is what it really sounds like. Sound has the power to immerse the viewer into the scene by playing with their senses. While moving images capture the attention of the eyes, the audio provides a sense of connection as it conveys the feeling of familiarity with what is being portrayed. If you want to pull your viewers into the scene, sound design is an essential skill. The things that people hear have the power to deliver specific emotions, which is why audio is important for setting the mood and the feeling of the scene. Let's take the same scene, but use different music, and then let's compare the emotions that the two clips convey. Here's the first clip. And then here's the second. Hear the difference? Everyone can learn how to sound design, but it takes time and practice to get good at it. So if you're a beginner filmmaker like me, here's how you can get started. Depending on the scene, a large chunk of your audio can just be added in post. But if you get the chance, try to record all of your sounds from the location that you're shooting at to make it more realistic. Now how about my music and sound effects? Where does it come from? Well, as you may know, there are online sound libraries that you can subscribe to, which are perfect for creators. You may have heard of them from other creators. To name a few, we have Epidemic Sound, Artlist.io, and Audio. These royalty-free audio libraries are a good investment for creators and filmmakers, but they're not free. As a beginner filmmaker, it may be a bit difficult to jump in and subscribe to one of these platforms straight away, which is why I want to introduce you to the royalty-free audio libraries that I use for sound design. And by the way, you don't have to pay a single cent for any of these. For music, I simply use YouTube's audio library on YouTube Studio. All of the music found there is royalty-free, and you can use it in your videos without having to worry about copyright limitations. This is where I find all of the music that I use in my videos, and they have a wide range of songs to use, so it's pretty versatile in my opinion. The only con is that there are barely any songs with lyrics in them. It's mostly instrumentals and background music, which isn't that big of a deal to be honest. As for sound effects, I use Pixabay. It's a website where you can find all types of media, from stock videos to music to sound effects. They've got a pretty big library, and it's mostly free. But yeah, I just use it for sound effects since they're all royalty free. It's pretty easy really. You just search up the kind of sound effects that you're looking for and then download it. And that's where most of my audio comes from. I will eventually make the switch to one of the paid platforms in the future, but for now, these two resources will do. Alright, so now that we've got that out of the way, how do we approach sound design and what kind of sound should we use? The audio component of your video holds so much weight, so you should think of it as a mass. Mass stands for music, atmosphere, sound effects, and smoothness. And this is my approach to sound design. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and shoot a little sequence, and you guys are gonna help me with my audio. So the first step is music. Music embodies emotion, which is why it is the most important part of your video. If you set the tone right with your music, everything else should flow smoothly. Also, edit to your music. It's just better that way. So for this scene, I want the music to be a little inspirational, you know? Not too fast, not too slow, but somewhere in the middle. And it just builds up. Help me choose between these three songs. Here's the first. Here's the second. And here's the third. Sweet, now let's turn the music down and move on to the next step. Next is atmosphere, otherwise known as ambience. In a nutshell, what would you normally hear in a scene like this? Would you hear birds chirping in the background? Probably. How about cars passing by? What about the sound of people screaming on a roller coaster? Probably not. Ambient noises bring the scene to life. Even adding white noise to the background would fill up your audio. Cool, now let's move on to my favorite step, sound effects. This is where your actions come to life. Adding sound effects allows you to give character to the actions in the frame and the actions out of the frame, such as camera movements, zooms, and transitions. For actions in the frame, try to add audio of the things that you see happening. So footsteps, the sound of a pen writing on paper, even a notebook closing, those things. For actions out of the frame, I like to use what we call accents. These include risers, which build up to a moment, hits, which are used to emphasize those key moments, and the one that I use the most, whooshes, which are useful for camera movements, whip pans, and transitions. Let's fill up our scene with some sound effects. Be careful though, adding too much can ruin your video. Which brings me to my last step, smoothness. After we've brought everything together, we need to make sure that our audio blends as cohesively as possible. Try to eliminate the possibility of one sound overpowering another. Our job is to make sure that everything is at the right volume and suitable for the scene that we're portraying. It's all about the feel of the video. This step takes a lot of practice to master, but eventually you'll get it. Just keep getting those reps in. So here's my tip of blending your audio together smoothly. And we've done it throughout this whole explanation of Mask. First, decide on your music and cut your clips to the beats of the music however you like. Then, turn the music layer off and start setting your scene through ambient noises. Add a little bit of sound effects and then turn the music back on. Now, make those fine adjustments according to what you think sounds best. Boom, that's it. Now you've got your smooth audio. Now let's watch our final product, shall we? And that is how to sound design. Pretty simple, right? With that being said, thank you guys for watching, and that's the end of the video. If you've learned something new, comment down below and consider dropping a like and subscribing to the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know a couple of you guys have been waiting on this for a while now, but it's finally here. Anyway, see you all next week. God bless you and peace.